Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. It's just another manic Monday. Oh, I don't want it to be Sunday. Let's kick off this show. Say hello to a few people in the chat. Here we got Paul. What is up? Aloha. Mr. Frets, yo. Zach's in here. And that's all it's in there for now, as far as the chat. We'll get a few more people in here. Maybe a couple. Who knows? Cheers. Oh, man. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight. I did watch Raw, but damn, that was a train wreck. When are they gonna learn how to do these go home shows properly? I mean, geez Louise. They're supposed to be building up this whole retribution thing. They sabotaged the signature at the top of the show. They attacked the truck, but then there was absolutely nothing the rest of the 3 hours. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't get it. They should have at least made their presence known at the end of the night or somewhere partway through, but nothing for 3 hours. Now, we'll probably get something on SmackDown. Now, that might be like the big shebang because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on Friday. I know a lot of people I'm not going to lie. I'm curious. A lot of people are going to be curious about how this whole ThunderDome is going to go down. As long as Vince McMahon remembers one thing, anybody close to my age is going to remember this. Who runs ThunderDome? Master Blaster. Can we please, for the love of God, for the love of all things great in professional wrestling, can we please, at the top of SmackDown or SummerSlam or something, can we please get Tina Turner singing We Don't Need Another Hero from the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome soundtrack? We don't need another hero. Can we please get that? I had that song stuck in my head all freaking day long because I started hearing all this stuff about Thunderdome. And I could not get Tina Turner out of my head. So if that is stuck in your head now because of me, you're welcome. I'd play it on here, but then, I'd get in trouble. So you can either go listen to it now and come back, or you can wait till later. I'm going to go to bed later tonight with that song playing on my phone because it's actually a pretty kick-ass song from the 80s. I love that movie. So does that mean that Mel Gibson is running Retribution? Never mind. We continue. Bringing the fire, dude. I got no energy tonight. This is as fiery as it's going to get. How did you like the Raw Underground segments? Well, let me tell you, Ronnie. By the way, Ronnie, good to see you here. Raw Underground. At this point, they might as well bring back the dancers. Last week was a little bit of an improvement. This week, tanked. Totally tanked. You had no contests. Since when do we have no contests? We're just splitting up fights now? No, just stop fighting. That was good. What, we're just stopping fights now? So we have no contests. And now we've included the women, but it's hair pulling. Bravo. Just bring back the fucking dancers. You might as well. Because it can't get much worse than this. I wanted to come on here and tell you once again that the AEW women's tournament beat out the 3 hours of Raw. Unfortunately, I did not watch the AEW women's tag tournament cup thing tonight on YouTube. I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow, and then I'll throw it in with my review on Wednesday with Basil. Is probably how I'm going to do it. Because tomorrow is TNI Tuesday, folks. You know, we know this. Come on, we know this. Excuse me. Dancers. Ronnie, you must not watch Raw. It's okay. I watch it half the time too. It's okay. They had dancers. Basically the equivalent of the cage dancers from TNA 2002-2003. Like off one side of the room when the matches were going on. It was like 3 dancers just kind of like, just doing their thing, And then, at some point during the night, they got a little catty and started doing their own little, hey, you know how they get. And Shane said something. What the hell did Shane say that first week? He said something to the effect of, hey, knock it off. You guys can do that next week, which made me think, oh, okay, he's going to incorporate women next week. Well, we got the women next week, but it was a bunch of hair pulling. So congratulations, Shane. Just please stop. Just please stop. I mean, congrats to Shayna Baszler's, buddies. I'm sorry. I have to look at their names again. I haven't seen them in God knows since when. Shafir and Jasmine Duke. Hey, congrats making it to Raw. But now you're stuck in hair pulling segments. Damn. Go back to UFC. Seriously. It can't get much worse for you. So, damn. Yes, Paul, thank you for reminding the folks. AEW, don't forget, folks. In fact, you just reminded me too. So I'm not doing AEW Wednesdays. Thank you, Paul. You reminded everyone and me. It's a long day. Saturday we'll be doing AEW. This week is going to be loaded. There's a little NXT 30 thing going on too. But now there's 2 different time slots. I think, as far as I know, AEW is earlier. It's like 5 o'clock my time, so it's significantly earlier than usual. It's not prime time. It's earlier, late afternoon, early evening, and then I'm going to double check that though, just to make sure. And then a couple hours later is the NXT show. Now I haven't watched NXT in a while again. I am curious how that is going to look. But let's talk more about this Thunderdome thing, because obviously this is going to be a lot more exciting at the Amway Center. So it was confirmed like within the last couple days. They showed the trucks started rolling up to the Amway Center to start setting this up. And that pretty much, confirmed everything. It's like, oh, they're here. They're knocking on the door. Just let them in. They're going to set up. It's official. Then they announced this Thunderdome thing, this interactive fan thing, the virtual, whatever, I don't know, however they described it. I didn't read the full article, so I'm not going to sit here and break it all down for you. I'm going to look into it myself. but I have seen the screens like I put in the thumbnail of this video. And so I'm assuming you're basically going to get like a lot of different, you'll see, square. It's all going to be a bunch of different fans on the screen, different squares, like Hollywood squares, except like 1,000 of them, and they're all going to be watching through different cameras set up around the ring. Obviously, different people, like different groups of people are going to be set up for different cameras. There's going to be drone footage, which is, dear God, please don't crash a drone into the ring while, hopefully they charge all the batteries before they do this. You don't want to crash drones like Sammy Guevara does out in the desert. Jiminy Christmas. That'd be crazy. Swag fans in here. Critical Sting. Terrence Sullivan. What is up? Elijah Washington. We're getting some familiar faces in here. Gary. What is up? Please don't copy the NBA. I don't even know what the NBA is doing. I haven't watched any games yet. J-Bone, I hear AEW is going to be on Thursday too. They set up the whole schedule, and I went over it like last week when they announced the whole thing. There's like next week, it's going to be Thursday instead of Wednesday, I believe. And then, like, I think they're even like skipping a week or something. I forget. You got to just double check your like local listings, Hopefully they don't miss any stuff. But obviously September 5th then is all out. All right, so let's the Raptors have virtual fans. It's hilarious. Really? I'm curious now. I am curious. NBA has had no cases so far. So good. I've also heard that hockey is doing okay. And so that's great. It's baseball that's like stinking up the joint. And I don't understand what they should have done the same thing to baseball, as awkward as it is. They should have done the same thing to baseball as they did with NBA. Put them all in a bubble, play one stadium, have the teams come in to town, play, come back, leave, whatever. Do your, get like a handful of stadiums around the country, put the teams at them, play. There had to have been a way to do it. If basketball's doing it, then just figure it out, right? But the world's a hot mess. So if you don't abide by the rules, if you go outside the bubble, then you're risking how many different players, how many hundreds of players, it's crazy. So, unfortunately, I don't watch a lot of NBA, and we got no hockey around here that's doing that. So, we got the Admirals, but I don't watch the Admirals. I watch the Bucks occasionally with Pops, but that's about it. So, all right, just reading some comments here. Let's, I just don't want to go through like all of Raw. So, look, at least the appearance of the next handful of shows, from what it looks like they're doing a residency at the Amway Center. Okay, here we go. I got the WWE article. I didn't scroll through it. I just brought it up on my screen as a tab here. All right, so the event schedule for August. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously, you can't go too far in the future for the sake of you just can't plan ahead anymore, you know? Saturday, August. Wait. Oh, starts with Friday. This Friday, live at the Amway Center. Okay. On Fox. Boom. SmackDown. All right. The next night, NXT TakeOver. Wait. They're not doing NXT at Amway? Well, that sucks for NXT. That makes them they're supposed to be like an equal brand. And they get stuck. Oh, they're back at Full Sail. That sucks to be them. They got a huge anniversary show and they get stuck back in the little. Jeez Louise. I was actually I thought they were going to be put at the Amway Center. Oh, well. Guess it's not going to be such a big show, is it? Sunday, SummerSlam. Oh, look. But SummerSlam's at the Amway Center. Yep. This is going to piss some people off. Sunday night on the network. Monday Night Raw. Oh, look. Monday Night Raw gets put at the Amway Center. Huh. But then Wednesday, NXT is back at Full Sail. So NXT is really getting screwed on the whole, appearance of all this. They really are. But apparently they're still going to be setting up Thunderdome stuff at Full Sail. It's just not going to be looking as big. Because obviously you can only put, you can't put, the presentation is just obviously going to be way scaled down. Well, we know how Full Sail looks. It's basically the equivalent of what we're seeing now. Only with people in the seats, except now there's still going to be no people in the seats. But there's still going to be something there. Look at the big screen, just a smaller screen or something. I don't know. August 20th. Okay, so we're getting towards the last week of the month here. Friday, SmackDown, Amway Center. Sunday, Payback is at the Amway Center. That's at 6. And of course, that's countering. Wait. I thought Payback was going to be countering All Out. When is All Out? Isn't All Out? I thought I heard somewhere that Payback was going to be going, they were going to do, that's why they made Payback, was to events. Come on. No. It's not in events. Huh. All right. It's not on there anywhere. Weird. So yeah. So it's either going to be at Amway or Full Sail. Excuse me. Payback is a Sunday after Slam. Yeah, I know that. I thought someone had said that Payback was put up a week after SummerSlam because it was put there to counter All Out. But nothing's countering All Out because their pay-per-views are always on a Saturday, aren't they? So then why is Payback? We're still trying to figure this out. I kind of fantasy booked it last week. I said, okay, so Retribution's going to come in and just shake the foundation of the company. Obviously, didn't do shit tonight. Ooh, you put a couple glitches up on the screen the first couple minutes and they didn't do anything else. Let's see. You beat up some tech guys. You destroyed catering. You beat up a couple wrestlers. I'm not impressed. Folks. I'm not impressed. All Out is on September 5th. Oh, okay. Thanks, guys. Payback's August 30th. All Out September 5th. Retribution is the next Nexus? No, not even. Not even close. Not even close. So, all right. So let's go over some stuff from Raw here. Like I said, Retribution came in here, shook the whole place up, but then it's like I said, the inconsistency is just suffocating here. Absolutely. You saw him the first couple minutes, nothing afterwards. Crazy. The only thing cool about it was they made Drew McIntyre's promo look like an absolute train wreck. It was almost uncomfortable to watch because the camera angles were weird, and then they started putting up weird shit on the screen, like pictures of Shawn Michaels and and so-and-so is going to face so-and-so later, and they kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So that was almost uncomfortable to watch. But then it was nothing else. It's crazy. Hurt Business got a lot of attention tonight, and so did Apollo Crews. And, of course, my favorites on the show got completely destroyed. Ricochet, Cedric Alexander. It's nothing new. Happens every single week now. I should just be used to it, right? Just throwing the towel. Ricochet's pretty much done. Started out hot. Now he just gets destroyed every single week by the Hurt Business. It's sad. It's sad. It's one of the few things I look forward to each week on Raw is seeing my boy Ricochet, because I was such a fan of his on Lucha Underground for 5 years, and all of a sudden NXT started out hot. Dude, that first ladder match was ridiculous. I was like, oh, they are really going to put something on this kid. Gets called up to Raw. It's nothing. Nothing. Sad. The one thing that didn't make sense to me about this, as much as I, actually like the Hurt Business and the whole crew of Lashley and Shelton Benjamin and MVP together, because MVP is good. I'll give him that. He's cutting the promo, people listen. He can still cut a promo, he still can go in the ring. What I didn't get out of everything that happened with them tonight against Apollo Crews, and then Ali was out there, Ricochet, And then Cedric Alexander won and lost the 24/7 title tonight. Changed hands about half a dozen times tonight. That was completely on crack. I didn't understand why Lashley pinned Cruz. I didn't understand that. If anything, it should have been MVP pinning Cruz, just to put the exclamation point on it. And they made absolutely zero reference to, oh, when you pin the champ, doesn't that make you a contender in these type of matches from now till God knows when in history of wrestling? On paper right now, you're supposed to put Bobby Lashley in that match on Sunday. Now, if they do, I'll be shocked. But they didn't say anything like, oh my God, he pinned Cruz. Does that make him a contender? They didn't say nothing. Nothing. Completely blew over it. I don't get it. The inconsistencies just bother me. Like, look, I know this is wrestling. I'm not supposed to overthink this, but it's the little things like that that have been consistent now and through the end of wrestling history. When you pin the champ, you're a contender. Doesn't matter. You know, this shit usually does happen in a tag match like this, which leads into a pay-per-view. It's something odd that makes it, oh my God, he pinned the champ. Does that make him a contender? And then they announce the match later. Oh, I guess it does. Right? So that's the only thing I didn't understand about that. The rest of it was like, okay, as much as I don't like seeing my boys completely buried every frigging week, you know, I do like the Hurt Business being out there, and I do like that group. So there's that. So I'm not going to shit on the entire thing. Thunderdome starts Friday. Talked about that. Garza versus Ivar. Geyser. P. Weiser. Pike Geyser. Holy shit, that's old, hey? Garza won. In fact, Viking Raiders really got a lot of play tonight between regular Raw and Raw Underground. Very interesting. Another thing that I was looking forward to this week was the return of Mickie James to the ring. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the match because Seth Rollins came out and the camera was on Seth the entire time while Mickie James was in the background getting her ass handed to her. I don't even know who won. Doesn't matter. I think Natalya won. In fact, I don't even know if it was Natalya. I think it was Natalya that faced her. And then Mickie James kicked whoever was at ringside with Natalya. I think it was Lana. It was like all in the background. That's how you treat a comeback? I don't know. Might as well just send her on her way too, if that's what you're going to do with her. Like, oh, by the way, you're going to have a match tonight, but none of the cameras are going to be on you. Nia Jax came back. She attacked Shayna Baszler when she was in a tag match with Asuka versus Bayley and Sasha Banks. Jiminy Christmas. I'm tired of Bayley and Sasha Banks. So obnoxious. It's just bad obnoxious. Those two have always had good matches. Like, if they're gonna like turn on each other this Sunday, I hope so. Because that's been what, a year coming? Fans have been waiting for, and they just keep making Bayley louder and louder and louder. Fuck. That's crazy. So So yeah, Nia Jax just crashes through the barrier. I actually kind of like that. So that made me think that she was like going to be part of like Retribution, but she wasn't. She was just coming back to piss people off because she was suspended. She's still suspended. But then she's brawling with Shayna Baszler. Now, so that was okay. I like that because I like those two going head to head. The part I didn't like about it was at the end of the show when they're both on Raw Underground. Switch gears here. They're both on Raw Underground. And they're about to have a fight. And then Nia Jax leaves. Why didn't someone throw Nia Jax back in the ring to have the match? I didn't understand that. Like, you poked the bear all night long to have this fight, and then she just left. I was like, well, damn. So maybe this is going to be something at SummerSlam, I guess. Can't be on SmackDown, right? And Shayna Baszler pinned one of the champs too, and there was once again, no conversation of, oh my God, she pinned the champ. Makes you a contender, right? No, guess no. Fuck no, I guess not. Okay. Ruby Riott had a match against Peyton Royce. Ruby Riott's lost. I think they're trying to give Ruby Riott the same record as Kurt Hawkins did before he left. That's the thought. Raw Underground. All right, this is interesting. This gets into the third hour already. I know I skipped some shit, but whatever. They were obviously skipping their own shit tonight because they had no clue what was going on. Eric versus Colby Carino. This caught my eye. They don't announce like the no-name people, but that was clearly Colby Carino from Evolve. Steve Carino's kid, if you're not familiar with him. So that was interesting. So congrats to Colby Carino for making a debut on Raw, even if it was to get his ass handed to him by Eric. Then Ziggler got in the ring with Eric, and Ziggler beats Eric. And these two are really wrestling, and that I actually liked. That's like the only thing from Raw Underground that I liked. Other than that, like I said, just bring back the dancers. Because you had Riddick Moss and Arturo in a no contest, and the rest was women doing hair pulling. It went downhill quick, folks. It went downhill quick. But Ziggler on Raw Underground, I actually like. Because he's actually wrestling. Ronnie, go to WWE YouTube, go 2 weeks back and look at the highlights from Raw Underground. You'll see the dancers. Okay? Goofball. Quit asking me what dancers. Will your character dancers? Lollipop? Dolph Ziggler is damaged goods by this point in his wrestling career. Well, he's still good. The guy could still go. They just haven't done much with him because of his concussions. Now, you put Ziggler on any other brand, he's going to be champ within a week. I guarantee it. I still like him. I'm still a fan of his. It just, it's sad what they've done with him, and it's sad that he had these concussions, and they can't put the same faith in him as they had in guys like Daniel Bryan and Edge, and they bring back all these people, but you didn't put the same faith in Ziggler. I don't understand why. By the way, thanks for joining, Bill. No, Ronnie, Shane wasn't dancing Jiminy Christmas. Other than the, that's Shane's dancing, with the, the back and forth thing. That's his dancing. Oh, excuse me. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Rey Mysterio comes out with Dominic. Dominic looks like he's a hot mess, limping around, doing the grimacing. And they're going back and forth. So Rey Mysterio confirms that he's going to be in Dominic's corner. Sure, Murphy's going to be there, so that'll even the odds, unfortunately. Not sure how they got, Ray's eye back in his head. Maybe the Shield was holding the eye in and it was still like hanging. That's why the Shield was there. And the mask holds the Shield. No, I'm kidding. It's actually one of the few things I'm actually looking forward to on SummerSlam. I'm very curious to see how good Dominic is. I pray to God he's good enough. I'm sure, I know there's been unfavorable opinions of Rollins over the years. It's always unsafe. He's going to hurt Dominic, blah, 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 blah. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Dominic's going to be safe with Rollins. Okay, they would not keep Seth at the top of the card like they have been since God knows when, if he was that bad of a wrestler. Okay, he's a good wrestler. People make mistakes. Shit happens. It's not ballet. Let's move on. But yeah, Dominic actually did a good job of selling that. And then, he's playing possum, went over by ringside as directed by Ray, grabbed the kendo sticks. Ray distracted Rollins and Murphy. Lord have mercy. Rollins and Murphy. And Dominic sneaks up behind him with the kendo sticks, gets one to his dad, and they both go absolutely haywire on the guys and give Rollins a little bit of revenge and Murphy a little revenge. Because they showed that again from last week. Man, that was hard to watch. That really was, man. I've seen some beatdowns stuff before, and you're like, it's wrestling, but damn. That was, Dominic really, really had his ass handed to him. That was crazy. Settle down, folks. We got a lollipop. The train hasn't left the tracks yet. Actually, yeah, it has. It's all right. We continue. Talked about Raw Underground. Okay, now we get to the 6-way. It was frustrating. Because each match lasted about a minute. These 1 minute eliminations. I was actually, kind of excited. Like, yay, Ricochet, boom, gone. Everyone had gone in 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it was. Jeez Louise. Cannot catch a break. These guys were getting eliminated faster than I could write the freaking notes. That's how crazy it was. And then, like I said, Lashley won. Lashley pinned Apollo. He should be there on SummerSlam, but we'll see what happens. Cedric Alexander pins Shelton Benjamin. And then did you notice what they called Tozawa's ninjas? The group of ninjas Don't you usually say a gang of ninjas? They called them a gaggle of ninjas. I damn near dropped my drink. I had to rewind it and listen to it again. I'm like, did he actually just call them a gaggle of ninjas? Sure as shit they did. Gaggle of ninjas. I don't even know where the hell you continue from there. Jiminy Christmas. Shelton Benjamin pinned Cedric again later on in the show. The 24/7 championship is such a hot mess. Raw Underground, the ladies are introduced, hair pulling. Bring back the dancers. Next. Now, I was actually pleasantly surprised, even though these are like, the matches are just, done in a couple minutes. I mean, there was like a total, in the 3 hours, there was actually about 5 minutes of wrestling. I think total, honestly. A gaggle? Yeah. It's our announce team. I don't know. I want to Google gaggle now. Be like, okay, when you're talking about a gaggle of, like, isn't it like a gaggle of ducks or something like that? Isn't that? I know there's like a flock of ducks and I just said a gaggle of geese or something. It's a gaggle of something. But ninjas? Holy shit. I actually enjoyed Montez Ford versus Andrade, even though it was over way too damn quick. Because I really actually like, as much as the tag team division on Raw and SmackDown is a train wreck, just in general in WWE, Ronnie a gaggle of shit. Oh, God bless you, Ronnie. So from now on, you talk about like how big of a dump you took in the toilet. If it was like ridiculously big, you tell your friend or whoever you're hanging out with, be like, wow, that was a gaggle of shit. I'd be like, what? Be like, oh, I heard it on Smash's podcast. Blame Ronnie. Blame Ronnie. Don't blame me. Blame Ronnie. But yeah, Montez Ford beats Andrade. Oh, and they released the footage of the poisoning, even though it was like not really footage of the poisoning. It was Zelina Vega doing this. You didn't see it. But when she walked away, there was the cup. Red Solo cup. So she was busted. Busted. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. Hakeem Fullerton, the best way to describe Raw. Well, it was a gaggle of shit. J-Bone, when you're reviewing Raw, just think about Wrestle House on Tuesday. Dude, it's going to be so much better. Like, the 15 minutes of Wrestle House tomorrow will be better than 3 hours of Raw. There's your quote. What is this tag division you speak of? Flock of Seagulls? Great band, yeah. There we go. Very disrespectful to Japanese people. You're right, Paul. Let's just, let's just put them all in ninja suits. You might as well bring back the grass cutting Mexicools, right? There's that. Ronnie, you don't like Wrestle House? You must not watch reality television. Then again, I don't watch reality television either. But this is better than reality television. Because it's wrestling mixed with reality television, which makes it even more goofy. You should put that phrase into a t-shirt, J-Bone. Which phrase? Mexicools were legends. And I've talked about that before. I loved the Mexicools. And in my ignorance, doesn't mean I was racist. In my ignorance, I did not realize that was a racist thing, that they had them all out. I'm like, oh, they're like lawn mowing guys. What a weird gimmick. I didn't realize that was a thing, that there was actually a bunch of people around the country, like companies that hired a bunch of Mexicans to cut grass. I did not realize that was a thing, okay? That's why I say in my ignorance. I didn't know. Until later, someone started talking about it. Like, oh yeah, that was a horrible gimmick, so racist, blah, 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 blah. And then I learned, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, that is horrible. Like, I still love them as wrestlers. Just the gimmick sucked, Ronnie, you cut grass? Hey, congrats. I cut grass too. Paul is half Japanese. I did not know that. Well, there you go. And you smoke grass. Well, alrighty then. Just don't smoke the grass you cut. That's kind of nasty. From what I hear. I've never done it before, but J-Bone bringing the Brian Alvarez and the lollipop gimmick to the Thunderdome. Oh, hell yeah. Next, the ninjas will be introduced with the sound of the stereotypical gong. No, because that would be stealing Undertaker's gimmick. Oh, wait. Different gong. MLW Women's Division, where are people finding these mythical tales of untruths? What night is MLW? MLW isn't back yet. And I don't review that anymore. Although, you know what? I'm going to be we're going to switch gears. We're going to switch gears here. Wait. All right, hang on. Hold it. Let's finish Raw. You're supposed to end you're supposed to end Raw with the big thing leading into the WWE Championship. Correct? Correct. Oh, Shawn Michaels was back. But he didn't talk about the championship. He didn't talk about Randy Orton. He didn't talk about Drew McIntyre. What did he talk about? He talked about Ric Flair. Don't bring back Flair. Don't bring back Shawn Michaels. Because that's 2 times in a row now where Shawn Michaels failed to do whatever he was supposed to do. And I love Shawn Michaels. I have his action figures. Not that that means a lot to some people, but whatever. Anyways, Randy Orton stunned everyone, or RKO'd, excuse me. Randy Orton RKO'd everyone and then left. And here I'm thinking, they're going to end it with Shawn Michaels, and they're going to include Retribution in with the championship match thing. Like, here's how I quick played it out in my head. I'm like, they're going to wait till the end. They're going to bring out Retribution. It's going to clash with the main event. And Randy Orton is actually going to be one of the figures questioned to run Retribution. Nope. Nothing. Just not a good go-home show. Sad. Your go-home show is supposed to be like, oh my God, I can't fucking wait till... I mean, yeah, are there going to be some matches I'm curious about? Yeah. So am I going to watch? Yeah. Am I going to review it? Eye roll, hair flip. Yeah. What's up, Kyle? Thanks, dude. All right, so you mentioned MLW. You know, William Gardner, I have absolutely no doubt that JTG can still go. I mean, that dude is freaking jacked now. I just wish his match with Brian Cage was under better circumstances. I mean, do they actually have a match with no ropes? I mean, that's crazy. I really feel bad for him because it's like it takes away so much of your like momentum throughout the match to do back and forth, you know? It's like a match I saw between Keith Lee and Chris Hero. They kept breaking the ropes. And it really took the wind out of the match. They did the best they could with it, but it was like, oh, God. So it was like a lot of stops and pauses. And, okay, now what do we do? Do we fix this? Do we keep going? You know. So MLW. So I always knew when I started reviewing MLW a couple years ago, I knew from the intro that there was always an older version of MLW out there. Did not realize how old it was. It basically was around the same time that Trent and I are reviewing these NWA TNA pay-per-views, 2002, 2003-ish. So that's very interesting. So Ring of Honor, MLW, and TNA all kind of started around the same time, and some of them used similar players. It's very interesting. MLW actually started putting their first shows from almost 20 years ago on YouTube. I'm very curious to see how good they are because they have some classics. They've got Funks out there. They got the early days of CM Punk is out there. You guys know I'm a CM Punk fan, you know. It's like, look, opinions aside of what he did now or whatever. This is like classic CM Punk, okay? This is when he was really, really on fire. Karina was there, I think. I really don't know who was all there. I think Joey Styles was announcing. I don't know much about it. I'm contemplating, not dead certain I'm going to do this, but I am curious about how good these are. And I'm contemplating reviewing them. if I get some positive response in the chat and or in the comments post video, I'll consider doing it. Because it's night and day different from what's out there now. It really is. You know, it's almost 20 years difference. So I'm considering it. Because all of a sudden I saw one like pop up in my YouTube feed. Like, you know, you go on to YouTube and there's, before you hit your subscription feed, you see a bunch of random recommends. Well, that popped up and I was like, oh, what's this? I was like, oh, they put these on there. Wow. J-Bone going wild. Can't wait for J-Bone to see CM Punk's time at Impact and the throwback shows in TNI. Yeah, he was there. He was there in like one or two things that we already reviewed, but he wasn't there on a regular basis yet. I think he becomes part of something with Raven. I forget exactly what. I never watched it. I just saw clips here and there throughout the years, especially the last few years. You see stuff pop up. So yeah, I mean, I'm very curious. I know he wasn't fond of his time in TNA, but I'm still really like dying to see what he did, just because I'm really enjoying these episodes. Well, Paul, we're going to be doing the live watch along. And then I'm assuming you're talking about the review. We're gonna plan if the watch along goes smooth, if we don't have any hiccups like last week was like we had 3 restarts. That was, you know, kind of hard to do. We got through it. Once we finally got going, we kept up. We fast forwarded through the commercials. Boom, we were on fire then. So let's, and I'll have the backup ready too. We're going to plan on that for quarter after, if it goes well. If not, we'll kick it back to the half an hour later, which I realize we lose some viewers. Unfortunately, we're trying to keep the viewers from the watch along because we're really getting some numbers on the watch along. Last week, we had over 300 people watching. That's a record for us. That's tremendous. So we're trying to keep that. Thank you, Swag fan. Love you. I think we're a little too edgy for them. We might be a little too off the rails. But then again, look at Wrestle House. So yeah, we are going to go for 15 minutes after the live show if all goes well. Okay? So thank you, Zach. Playa. Not a playa. 300. Everybody get on the Twitch gimmick, Daddy. Yes, in fact, I'm live on Twitch right now. How are we doing on Twitch? We have, I imagine, a couple. Maybe not. Yep, it's literally a couple. That's okay. Just building it, slow but sure. I'm not streaming anything, insanely good. Just little old me. But hey, if you dig it, great. Tremendous. Much appreciated. If Impact has technical difficulties again, then TNA will probably be trending on social media. we're going to do everything we can to be ready just in case. You can believe that. Basically going to do the same thing we did last week. I'm going to have it ready to go. Like, we'll go with Twitch. We'll have faith in Twitch. But if it goes south, we're going to go straight to the good stuff. Just saying. Maybe we should just go with the good stuff. Maybe we should just, like, I don't know. I'll talk it over with the guys tomorrow. For those of you who did not hear, we are going to have Rohit Raju at the top of the show tomorrow for the review. Not the watch along, the review. And then for the Throwback Thursday episode, I believe we're starting an hour earlier than usual. An hour or two earlier. I got to double check the time. It's not the normal time of 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock. I think we're starting an hour or two earlier. We'll get the time out to you guys. We got a special guest next Thursday. Or this Thursday, excuse me. Chris Harris, AMW, Impact Wrestling's America's Most Wanted, Chris Harris, is going to be joining us. We are ecstatic about that. And I expect you all to be there for that. Do you watch the TNA show from YouTube or do you have the Impact Network? We have Impact Plus. $7 a month. Can't go wrong. What we're reviewing cost $10 a show back in the day. So what we're doing now, we're reviewing, 4 or 5 a month, depending on how the weeks lay out. So we're getting $40 to $50 worth if we're just doing that, but we're also covering Explosion every single week, along with any other new content that comes out. So, there you go. It's worth it. We think it's worth it. I mean, we're having a blast. We're not doing it just because, it's Impact content and we review Impact stuff and whatever. No, I'm actually enjoying it. I mean, look, I'm to the age now where I've watched like a ridiculous amount of wrestling in my lifetime. I would not do this on a regular basis. We're 37, 38 weeks in. I wouldn't do this once a week on a regular basis with this crew if I didn't enjoy it. You know, I gave it like a handful of shows and I was like, oh, I am all in. Absolutely. I'm enjoying these. I think I like it so much is because the atmosphere surrounding these shows is very similar to what's going on in the air right now in professional wrestling. If we didn't have what we had now, I don't think I would enjoy it quite as much, but it's got that same feel. Like you watch each show on whatever brand you enjoy and you might get that surprise. You're not sure if some free agent's going to show up on this show or maybe that show or something different's going to happen, you know? Very similar. So, especially with shows like Impact and AEW, you never know. Well, you got some surprises on WWE tonight on Raw. Yeah. It's like, oh, they got women on Raw Underground. All right. Oh, but they're back to the hair pulling. Yeah. Not good. And these are legit wrestlers that they're bringing on. Legit wrestlers. MMA people. You did not see people in the UFC going after each other and pulling hair. least no fight that I ever saw in UFC. So, yeah. Sad. I'll consider Impact Plus. Well, I hope you do. And start watching along with us. Maybe we'll change your mind even more. Throwback Thursdays. Ronnie, go check out Total Nonstop Impact. Ronnie likes the hair pulling. Ronnie, I worry about you sometimes. I don't like hair pulling. See? We'll see what happened? See? It's not good. All right. What else were we going to talk about? Oh, someone messaged me and asked if I was going to talk about any Impact stuff. I'll talk about a little Impact stuff, and then we'll get out of here. Because we just went over an hour. And it's late, and I'm tired. Cody Ruiz actually asked an interesting question here. Anyone getting in WWE ThunderDome? I'm going to see how it works first. Like, I clicked on the page and there was no links to do anything. So I don't know how it's really going to work. But I am very curious. I mean, I hope this stay in the Amway Center does work well for them. And whatever they do production-wise does help. So am I going to jump in this immediately? No. But am I curious? Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how much the experience costs. Hopefully they keep it cheap for fans, considering they're not really there. And hopefully the production, yes, the cats are outside the office. They want to come in here. I won't let them. They're just too bonkers lately. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the technology works, and I'm hoping the fans appreciate what I'll give WWE credit where credit is due. They're the first to try to do this, and they're doing it in a very unique way. They're not just putting screens in seats with like people like me looking like this, which I kind of thought that's what they were going to do at first. Like just a bunch of screens where the seats are, and they're like, elevated a little bit as they go back, But it looks like they're going to be doing like just big LED screens with several, basically it looks like a Zoom thing, So I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm very curious. But just their presence in a bigger setting, similar to how AEW is doing Daly's Place, is absolutely going to help. It's going to have a bigger feeling. The fan thing is really going to be key here. I hope it's successful. You know what? Regardless of how it looks on TV, I hope for the fans' sake that it's successful. I hope the fans have fun with it. So, Mr. Fred says, I want to try, see how it works. All right. J-Bone, did you hear Y2J mention something about a spy in AEW locker room spoiling future events? Yeah. Like someone that just got let go and then was there and gave some spoilers. Like, I don't know. Like, I heard about the spoilers for this coming week for Wednesday. about well, I won't say it on here. I won't spoil it. I'll be nice. So please, if you did hear about it, don't put it in the chat, okay? Please. And don't put it in the comments, please. I did hear about it. I did not hear who the mole was or spy, whatever, you know. I did not hear who it was. I have an idea. I mean, there was only been so many people there. So, I was Auntie is asleep. Love you, Paul. Auntie is asleep. Speaking up for Mike Chioda, yeah. But he's got a new job now, so good for him, right? Is it true, J-Bone, that the virtual fans will have bologna sandwiches in their hands? I hope to God they do. I know I will. I'll have a whole tray of them, just like Heath and Rhino. What's really, I shouldn't even jinx it. But my thought earlier today, when I started hearing about this stuff, is what if the fans that are on the screen start doing some obnoxious shit like mooning the camera or something, and you see like a bunch of asses up on the screen? You know, because you know there's going to be trolls out there like, oh yeah, I'm going to do all this crazy, stupid shit on TV. Like you didn't do when you're live, but now you're going to do it to like wreck the experience for other people. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't. Saturday? Yes, Saturday. Kyle is busy this week giving out spoilers and trying to kidnap Sonya. Oh, that's not cool, dude. Not cool. Yeah, that's actually that's a real story about the Sonya thing. Someone had, if you guys didn't hear, someone attempted to kidnap Sonya Deville from WWE. They actually got in her house and she was able to escape safely. And the police got to the house and arrested this guy. And he basically had mace, duct tape, zip ties. He had all the things ready to like take her out. Oh, and a knife. So who knows what this guy would have done to her. I mean, you got to assume that she's fairly, pretty tough enough. I mean, yeah, she's a wrestler, but she's still athletic. She's got the MMA background. But to be that sick to actually plan that out, I mean, he has a whole shit ton of charges coming his way. And they refused him bail. So good for them on doing that. Because our justice system is so screwed up in this country. It really is. Things would be so much different if it was like, as much as I don't want our justice system to be like stuff in other countries where, oh, you steal a candy bar? You lose an arm. Sometimes I think it should be. We wouldn't have half the problems in this country if they started actually using our justice system the way it should be. He said NXT reject, so probably Sabatelli or Bonani. Yeah, I was thinking Sabatelli or who else just showed up that got let go from? I was like, oh, Rachel Ellering, but I was like, Rachel Ellering? You got to think that these people would be bigger than that, but it's like, why would you do that? Why would you spoil shit and you just got a chance to? So apparently, yeah. It sounds like they figured it out. So if we don't see one of these names back on there anytime soon, I guess you know who it was, right? Thought WWE would have used cardboard cutouts on Kevin McMahon's in the seats, TV camera shows, just like MLB. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Meltzer saying WWE stars except Roman Reigns were trying to jump to AEW. Do you believe this BS? I'm sure there's a lot of people who were curious. I'm not going to sit here and believe that virtually everyone did. I mean, we heard about a few names. We heard Edge. There was a rumor about Randy Orton. And then he resigned immediately. So who knows? Maybe that was just Orton, screwing with the fans. So, I mean, do I believe that some did? Absolutely. Look how many they got rid of. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that, maybe a fair number did. Who knows? Do we know? Are we going to know who? Are they all going to go, oh, yeah, it was me? No. So could it very all well be BS? Yeah. It's called slow news day. They got to make up some shit. It's their job. Fake wrestling news. Some people say. Yeah. If you guys watch TNI, you know what I just did. Cue the scene. Meltzer laughing, having a stroke. Swinger cardboard cutout is still the ultimate. Yes, and it's Japanese baseball. That's the kicker. It's hilarious. Paul says, Bound for Glory will be more awesome than SummerSlam. Love you. Good night. Love you too, Paul. Good night. Thanks for joining. If you watched my Instagram or follow my Instagram and saw my Instagram from earlier today, let's bring down this guy. Ooh, it's so shiny. So, I asked Mrs. J-Bone while she was out and about today. She had to go to a few different places. She had to go do some stuff with her daughter. And take her doing something I forget. And I said, well, hey, if you happen to go out and hit a Walmart throughout any part of your day, can you please check? I'm like, I don't know where she was going. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll be out towards Pewaukee. Oh, all right. There's a Walmart out there. Tried one south of us. They didn't have anything. They knew nothing either. But then I saw, online, people were saying, oh, they got these like big end display looking things with the slots, with the rows of action figures and stuff. These, of course, would be on the shelf. So she said this was the only thing that was there. There was no action figures yet, just this. So I have the authentic, wearable, and displayable AEW World Championship belt. So I'm contemplating, like, part of me wants to just stick it up there But part of me wants to rip this open and hang it on the other shoulder of Mr. Manny Bones. Should we rip this open? Let me know in the chat. You want me to open this up live right now? I will. Actually, yeah, what the hell? Okay. Should we say, as they say on the vlogs, let it breathe? Should we let it breathe? All right. Oh, let's see here. God, I haven't opened up one of these in a long time. I've had this one for... My God, I've had that almost 10 years now. Crazy. Oh, this is taped. Where's my... Aha! My good old bottle opener, bottle top popper, cork screwer. Ooh. And knife. All right, here we go. Shouldn't do this when I'm tired. All right, that's one side. Just kidding. That side taped too? Are all these taped? Wow. Did someone try to steal this? You sons of bitches. Now I can't get that song out of my head. We got another. Man, how much did you like reinforce all this? Or does this like, is this that floppy that it just fell apart on the damn shelf? It does feel a little floppy, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to display the back of this, though. That does look kind of cool, doesn't it? All right. Oh, this actually... Oh, it folds out. Nice. Kind of folds out like that, except the belt's upside down now. All right, here we go. Oh, this is all very heavily taped. Reinforced. I'll bet the Young Bucks stayed up late nights taping all of these because they're good Christian guys. They're Christian AF. Anybody joining right now would be like, what's he doing? I'm cutting, if you guys are wondering, there's like a ton of tape on the back of this, and I'm trying to cut the tape. That's what I'm doing. Like, just rip it open. You can't. It's all taped. At least it's like just, you know, little tape. Ooh. Oh, yeah, there we go. Like, try not to, I guess, wreck this. All right. We're getting there. Settle down, people. I don't open up a lot of stuff. Ooh. Is that a button? What the hell? Oh, Ozzy's crying. Hang on, Ozzy. There we go. Oop. Come on, let go. Well, these little, like, boogery plastic things. Gotta love that. All right. There we... Wait, it's the right side up? Yes, it is. There we go. See, in the back is, it's all, looks like a bunch of magnets. It's just how they sealed it through the other side. Made in China. All right, and is this for the Velcro? Oh, okay, so the sticky thing, okay. So you unattach it from the other Velcro. Here, let's put this down here. We'll deal with that later. So you take the Velcro off the one side. I don't remember doing this with my other one, but then again, it was a while ago. Oh, it's broken. I'm kidding. All right. All right, so we take the plastic off, or the sticker thingy, or whatever. Come on. Poor cats. Act like they're dying. Here we go. All right. And it reveals a sticky side, and we put that over here. Wait. Is that where we put it? Wait, I want to make sure I do this right. Oh, no. It goes on there. Good thing I checked. Press it on. All right. See? That's on there. And then we attach it. And look. All right. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. I realize it's not regular size, but I think it goes something like this. Look at that. Oh, so shiny. Doesn't seem to be quite as shiny as this one. It's so shiny. Look at that. Just blinding. All right. What do you think? Should we give it to old Manny here? Holding the strap. Look at that. Look at that. Pimping. I'll readjust him later. Make sure he's propped up there good. Looks like he's had one too many. All right, so that's where we're gonna end this. I guess you could say we ended it on a high note with the opening of that. It was more exciting than 3 hours of Go Home Raw for SummerSlam. Ages 8 to 80? Is that what it said? 8 plus. 8 or older. You are correct. Gary Rossetti, my goodness. J-Bone versus Kalon for Who Rules TNI tomorrow. That would actually be Trent. Trent rules. Kidding. We all rule. We all rule. Manny 2 belts. You got that. Damn, Skippy. That's right. Shark Boy's a better champion than Tessa. Oh, damn. Make sure you bring that tomorrow night, Hakeem. That's funny. Shout out from a fellow Wisconsinite. Well, thank you, Cody. Go Pack Go, right? Let me know where you're from. I'm from just outside Milwaukee. I'm just curious. Not like I'm going to hunt you down or nothing. I'm just curious where people are from, especially if they're from Wisconsin. Let me know. Like general, you have to give me your address or nothing. Impact should sell their toy belts at Walmart and Target. I agree. Hopefully someday. But you know what? They've got the momentum now where I absolutely think that's there's no reason why they couldn't. Cut a deal with some company. I think the fan base is there. I think the hardcore fans would absolutely eat that up. I've actually been even tempted to look into getting some of those other action figures that's from oh god, I can't think of what it's called, Ring Scoops or whatever that company is. They made all the Ring of Honor guys, and then they made the Rising Stars. They got Chris Hero, Ty is one of them. Brian Myers had one from like a few years ago, and then he went to WWE, but now he's out of WWE again. So tempted to look up some of those. They're $30 though. It's like I don't know. I like some of the legends too. Conan's cool, So all right, let's get out of here. We just went an hour and a half. Cody says Twin Lakes. Oh, that's like down towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border-ish area, I believe, isn't it? It's like just straight south of Madison. I saw something for Twin Lakes earlier today, and I was like, oh, that's like way south. Okay, not way south, but south end of Wisconsin. Cool. Matrix, we got another Twitch watcher. Thank you. And if you're not following already, consider following. Trying to get those numbers up. Ringside Collectibles. Yeah, that's on there too. I'm thinking of something else, but thank you, Zach. Jabo might run over Kyle. Checker style for the scumbag belt. I don't know what you're talking about. Who is your favorite player in the WWE? I got a few favorites. I love Ricochet. Still like Seth Rollins. I miss Roman Reigns. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any more. I like Bobby Lashley when they use him properly. But when they don't, it's not his fault. It's just how they book him. I like Bobby Roode. I wish they'd bring him back and or just let him go. I've always liked Ziggler, Daniel Bryan. So I've got some favorites in that company. Romanist Retribution, Jiminy Christmas. believe that. Had to throw a believe that in there. Oh man, I doubt it, but that would really be shaking things up. I'm hoping. I've heard rumors that it is Tommaso Ciampa, and he's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I would love for Tommaso Ciampa to get an opportunity to just flip the company on its head. That would make me really proud because we haven't seen anybody from this area shake things up in a while. Last one significantly was, Austin Aries did a few positive things. CM Punk did some bigger things. But Tommaso Ciampa, let me tell you, that would make me. Thank you, Matrix. Appreciate that. Too sweet from Jabo. I love John Morrison. Yeah, he's absolutely one of my favorites. I miss him as Johnny Impact too, but no matter where he goes, I'll follow him. So, it's all good. If Tommaso Ciampa is running Retribution, which I'm kind of crossing my fingers because I can't really think of anyone else that would really, really fit that would have that strong of a charisma to do something like that if they're really going to make this work. Because so far it ain't working. It's like, oh, okay, you destroyed catering and you messed up a tech truck, or TV truck, whatever it's called. Come on. You got to NWO the shit out of this. You got to really... Oh, and they flipped a car. Come on. I mean, I don't have to see blood and guts, but come on, you know? I mean... See, you know, Corey Graves hit a wall, fall down, and, you know, keep running. That was pretty funny, though. All right, let's get out of here. What other sports do you like? I actually was a big fan of the comeback of the XFL. I watch basketball and baseball with Pops once in a while. Local stuff, you know, Milwaukee stuff. I don't talk about it a lot on here, though. 90% of it's wrestling. The rest is movies and music. So there you go. A little bit about me. So you know what to do, folks. As we get out of here, you smash that like button, you smash that sub button, and you ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. We will see you, folks, mañana, tomorrow, for the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast watch along with Impact Wrestling on the Total Nonstop Impact Twitch channel. Hoping all things go well for the stream. If they do, like I said earlier, we will go live 15 minutes later. Not too long of a wait. Some of us might even stick around and try to hang on to a few of you, you know, if we get some good numbers. And we'll go live with the review 15 minutes later. We're going to have Rohit Raju with us. And we're also going to have Chris Harris on our Throwback Thursdays, talking some classic TNA. So join us for that. And we'll see you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do Wednesday now. I'll figure something out. Maybe we'll just do a news Q&A or something like that. But nonetheless, we'll see you guys over on that other little channel called TNI tomorrow night. Love ya. Good night, folks.